This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show. This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show. Vape show.
So, last time that I experienced anything to do with mesh, it was years and years ago, and it was like a Genesis style RTA back then. It wasn't even an RDTA back then. They still called them RTAs, was the standard way of building an atomizer, was a Genesis style atomizer, and now they're Genesis style RDTAs, just running rampant. And no one bothers with mesh anymore because you can build them just like you build a regular RDA these days. Well, that leaves all this unused mesh on the shelf in China, and they got to figure out something to do with it. So along comes these devices, these new series of devices that have started to come out. Well, not started, it's been a little while. I'm late to the party as usual. Hi, I'm homeboy Josh. And they decided to start pushing out these devices that you use kind of like you build an RDA, except just use mesh. And not even in the way that you normally use mesh, where you roll it up into like a little tube and fire it with the torch and all that, and then, run it down the little holes in the Genesis style RDTA. No, this is like you're going to take this mesh, put it in a clamp on one side, put it in a clamp on the other, and it's this loop, and you shove a bunch of cotton in that loop. That's about it. Enter the Mesh RDA from Vandy Vape. And that was my perception of it to begin with, honestly. Like, this is just something for them to get rid of all this mesh that they don't need anymore. But I have to tell you, It's the easiest thing I've ever built, ever, anywhere. Putting the mesh on one side, close it up with the flathead screwdriver. Putting the mesh on the other side, close it up with a flathead screwdriver. Fire it a couple times, you're done. That's it. It's a little bit, and you know, once all that's done, you're like, okay, it's done, it's built, but how's it gonna vape? I mean, it's mesh. You know, how good can this be? I'm used to alien coils. I'm used to Staggerton coils and staple coils and blah, 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 blah. You know what? It's pretty darn good. Ridiculously good. Ridiculously flavorful. Ridiculously cloudy. Yeah, that's actually just halfway open. Halfway open on this airflow control. Nope, it's not playing, man. It's not playing. It's fucking fantastic. As a builder, I almost find it a little bit insulting. It's like, here I am vaping this RDA, and all it took was me clamping down on some mesh. You know, the last time I used mesh wasn't in a Genesis style RTA. The last time I used mesh was the days before they started having drip tips with spitback control. And my wife hated getting spitback, hates spitback with a fiery passion, and was getting it on some of her sub tanks. So I would order this mesh, and I would cut up a little circle, and I would put it inside the between the drip tip and the drip tip connection, and she wouldn't get any more spitback. That's what I would do last time I used mesh. That's it. Starting to get cold. Starting to get mighty, mighty cold. It is a high of like 60 something today. Yeah, it's like 54 right now. 54. You guys might say, it's nothing, it's t-shirt weather. And it is, you know, I'm in a t-shirt, but you know what? My hands are cold. My nose is cold. I've got my hat on because I'm cold. I kind of think I may have brought my jacket. I don't know. See, here's the thing. I'm from New York originally, but I'm not used to the cold anymore. When I first moved down here, it was like December, and I was out there skateboarding on my longboard. Now, it's like, gets to October. Here we are in October, and we're in the 50s, and I'm just like, so cold. So cold. Body's just, you know, not used to it anymore. I'm used to just the constant heat of South Carolina. I'm not used to these Arctic temperatures. You'll see me in December. I'll be all buttoned down in like a down jacket and whatever, and it'll be like 30. Meanwhile, up north it's like Arctic. Like -10 and shit. I'm not a northerner anymore. I'm just not. But I have to say, I am looking forward to getting out to the forest, you know, when it starts to get really cold. I really am, you know. It's gonna be nice. Hiking in the cold weather, feeling that cold air fill your lungs, you know. It's gonna be really, really nice. And just the chill in the air, I'm kind of looking forward to it. You know, hiking in November, December, into January. It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited about it, honestly. I really am. Plus, it reminds me of growing up. I'm one of the few people that can honestly say they walked a mile home from school every day, because supposedly I was just like beyond or just close enough that I didn't have to bus, which was bullshit, because I literally walked a mile home from school every day. Crazy. And they were like these fields I'd have to go through, like baseball fields and whatever I'd have to walk through, and they were so cold getting through them. I had an ulterior motive for coming here today too. I was here yesterday with Just Mills, and somewhere along the way I lost a little metal piece that hooks my camera onto my belt. And I am looking for it. I was hoping I could find it today. I don't think I will. So what's in the box, right? What do you get with the Mesh RDA? Well, you get a couple different drip tip options. You know, you can use this Ultim one it comes with. It comes with raised up knurled kind of thing. And you also get like 3 different kinds of mesh, which is really, really nice that it comes with that much mesh. You can rebuild this thing time and time again with just that. I tried it originally with the Kanthal. I wasn't super crazy about it. I tried it. Now I've got the Nichrome in here and I'm in love. Just a faster ramp up. It ohms out a little bit lower and it has a faster ramp up. It's 0.11 ohms versus the 0.2 ohms of the Kanthal. The Kanthal ohmed out high enough that I was like, I don't really like it. And I tried cutting it a little bit, and yeah, you can cut it, but I think I cut it a bit too short and it was ramping up too hot. And the worst thing that you can experience as a vapor, yeah, is a dry hit from mesh. Those of you who've had experience with mesh, you know, it's one of the worst experiences that you can experience as a vapor. It's just a fire in your throat. It's pretty bad. That's the one thing, you gotta make sure that this thing never goes dry. You gotta keep it good and saturated. And it's also nice because you can use it as a squonker. If you take it out the box and put it on your mod right away, it actually won't fire, unless they changed it. But the one that I came in set up for a squonker, and if I put it down on my mod, it wasn't firing. It took me a minute to figure that out, found the extension, and put it on a regular mod. I might put it on a squonker later to mess around with it, but I'm pretty happy just like this. Even though the drip well, the one thing about it is the drip well, there isn't one. There's no drip well on this thing. It's just flat floor of the deck. That's all you get. Which, I think a deeper drip well would have been nice. But it's basically, just like I said, you put this mesh in here, and this little tunnel of mesh is what you make, and you shove just an ass ton of cotton through it. That's it. Clip it short, juice it, that's it. That's all there is to it with this thing. I've never met a dripper that built that easy, that was that quick of a build, that has vaped this well, that easily. I mean, is it quite as good as a Staggerton? Is it quite as good as an Alien? I don't know about that. Plus, you know, I mean, there's the joy of building, the fun of building that you get from assembling those kinds of coils, you know? Is it better than a straight round wire build? Yes. Big time. Yes. Way better than a straight wire build. Absolutely 100% way better than a straight wire build. Way better. And easier too. You don't even have to wrap this thing. I mean, it's faster than building a straight wire build. And that's a straight wire build, man. Easier than building a straight wire build. Better vape than a straight wire build. And almost as good, maybe not quite as good as an Alien Staggerton staple kind of vape. If you're someone that wants to drip and doesn't want to ever learn how to build, no matter what, it's a win. It's a straight up win. You should learn to build. Learn to build. That's what I say. But I mean, you can't beat the convenience. And for the convenience versus how well it vapes, nothing compares to it. Absolutely nothing. For the amount of work that goes into situating everything and how well it vapes once it's all done, absolutely nothing compares to it. Nothing. Fucking phenomenal. It's adjustable airflow from the top right under the drip tip. You grip it, turn it. That's it. The edge is kind of chamfered. It's a little bit uncomfortable to turn it, honestly. Slightly uncomfortable, but it's not that bad. You can't really do it with one hand. You know, you gotta use two hands to adjust that airflow. But once you get it situated, you know, it's where you want it to be and it stays there. It's not a whole lot to complain about. Cyclops style airflow holes. Dual airflow, single airflow option, but it's only a single coil sort of RDA anyway. So it's nice with the because since it's so big, this loop, this tunnel of mesh, airflow coming at it from both sides, hitting it on either side like that, it's just massive surface area. It's just huge surface area on this mesh, is what it is. I mean, that's why it's so flavorful. I mean, the mesh itself, you got all these pockets in the mesh to collect juice, to vaporize the juice, and then, you know, it's just this huge amount of mesh. I mean, it's this big tunnel. You know, when I first installed everything, I thought it was a little bit too big, but it isn't. It isn't. It eats a lot of cotton. You're gonna shove a lot of cotton through here, but it's cotton. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, guys, that is the Mesh RDA from Vandy Vape. Appreciate all the things you guys do, the likes, the comments, the shares, the subs, all that good stuff. One more way you can support the channel: I have a list of affiliate links in the description on every video. Clicking those links and making a purchase at all the shops you already shop at helps me, helps the channel, and I appreciate you. Until next time, I'm your homeboy Josh. Vape on, vapors.